is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Matt Kemp last night with a 3-run home run in the 8th inning, all part of a Padres win in Game 1. They'll try to make it 2 in a row next. We welcome you to Dodger Stadium. It's the site of the middle game of the 3-game series between the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Good pitching matchup tonight as we'll see Colin Ray, the 25-year-old, coming in at 1-1 for the Padres. Ross Stripling on the other side, losing against Miami. His last time out comes in at 0-1. We welcome you inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres baseball. A great victory last night here for the Padres and much needed last night. One thing we've seen so far from Andy Green, he's pretty aggressive. We've seen some safety squeezes, but last night for the first time, a suicide squeeze.
Don, you know what's nice? The Padres and Andy Green getting a lead so then he could push some buttons. You mentioned suicide squeeze. Well, they worked it to perfection last night. It's 3-1. Kenley Jansen on the hill. Adam Rosales, where does he go? As soon as Jansen gets up top of his delivery, Jankowski squares it. It's a perfect bunt. The key there, put it on the ground. In the air, it's not going to do any good. Fouled off. You don't want to let that pitch go by and get the runner. Very, very excited as Alan Rosales. And you know what? The one thing you got to do is try to kick and scratch to get another run late against this Dodger ball club, and that's what they did against Jansen.
There's no question a guy who's very comfortable here at Dodger Stadium. That's Matt Kemp.
He is seeing the ball extremely well. How well is he seeing that baseball? Well, NL ranked since the 2015 All-Star break. Home runs going yard 22 times. Driving in 71 stakes. Slugging percentage of .545. That's getting on base, not only the home run, but extra base power. What that does is it cleans up maybe a single guy with speed. You drive him in, but he's seen the ball extremely well. Hopefully it carries over tonight in Game 2 of the series.
Padres are hoping it carries over tonight for Game 2. Well, hitting, it got going last night. It can be contagious. Julie Alexandria will explain when we come back to Dodger Stadium.
About to get underway here from Dodger Stadium, Padres and Dodgers in just a moment. But first, the Padres have scored on average 60 runs within their 8 wins on the season and 30 runs during 15 losses, which begs the question, is hitting contagious? I asked a few Padres their opinion, and this is what they had to say on it.
You know, you get a couple guys rolling and guys start to feed off of that energy, and it could be a snowball effect.
Definitely. I think it's contagious. It's like energy, you know, the hitting energy gets around, and so it taps on one guy, then taps on the next, and then everybody else is trying to follow suit. So I think it's very real.
I think a lot of it's the energy, to be honest with you. Like when you have guys that are swinging it well, but not just that, but being aggressive and having the kind of that mentality at the plate and in the dugout, that's really, to me, what's contagious. So that's why we preach energy and focus and everyone being locked in. It's not just, you know, the guys that are in the game. It's not just the guy that's at the plate. It's the whole dugout and everyone creating that environment.
Whether it's about being competitive, or maybe it's all mental, or maybe it's just about plate confidence and staying aggressive, whatever it is, we like it and we hope to see more of it. Coming up, San Diego Padres taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers in just a moment.
To deep left center field. Watch how far it goes.
And this ball is
Does Kemp have enough? You bet he does. 3-run home run. Matt Kemp. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by your San Diego Buick and GMC dealers. By Petco, your complete pet store. By Mercury Insurance. We're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today. And by Pinnacle on the Park. Make your new home here. Visit pinnacleonthepark.com for details. Quite a night last night for the Padres in Game 1 of the 3-game series against the Dodgers. Another beautiful night in Southern California. Partly cloudy the forecast right now. Tons of blue sky above Dodger Stadium and 65 degrees as we get it started. Andy Green's team last night snapping a 5-game losing streak and hoping to start a new winning streak with their victory last night. And look at the umpiring crew. Mark Wegner has the play calling the balls and strikes with Marty Foster at first base. Mike Muchlinski is at second base, and the crew chief who had the plate last night, Mike Winters, at third base. Check out the Padres starting 9. It's brought to you by Toyota. Leading it off and in center field is John Jay with Will Myers, who had his 12-game hitting streak come to an end here last night. He's at first base with Matt Kemp in right field. Melvin Upton Jr. in left field with Alexei Ramirez at shortstop. Derek Norris doing the catching again, batting sixth. Jamal Weeks at second base. Adam Rosales batting out of the 8th spot at third base. And the pitcher Colin Ray, who is 0 for 6 so far in the season, bats ninth.
Well, the Dodgers trying to break that losing streak. They've got the young right-hander, 26-year-old Ross Stripling on the mound. And the scouting report is brought to you by Scripps. This kid is not overpowering, and he's out of the zone when ahead. What I mean by that is when he gets ahead, he'll work down out of the zone. He'll elevate the fastball by design. Kid coming off Tommy John surgery a couple years ago. A pitch count is a big thing. So if they can get to this guy early, get him out, get to that bullpen, I think that'd be a big key.
Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively from left to right across the outfield. It is Carl Crawford, Jock Peterson, and KK Hernandez. Third to first, Justin Turner, Corey Seager, Chase Utley, and Adrian Gonzalez, with Yasmani Grandal doing the catching for Ross Stripling. Well, last rays of sunshine seen in right field. KK Hernandez out there looking into that sunshine. The sun field here at Dodger Stadium is. We play early evening baseball tonight from Southern California.
I love the 6 o'clock start.
Love it. John Jay stands into the left side, and here we go. First pitch of the ball game is in there for strike one, and we're underway. John Jay at 275 to start the night. No homers, 9 runs batted in. We'll carve this foul back to the screen.
Well, I'm hoping that somebody with the Padres left Mr. Mentum on the pass list. You know what his first name is?
Mo.
Mo Mentum. Leave him on the pass list and continue into tonight's game. Last night's game was a fun game to watch. Obviously, the Padres won, but so many things went right. Executing their squeeze late to add on.
Well pitched for a lot of the game by both starters. Ground ball at Utley at second base. He'll take care of business. John Jay retired. So one away, and it brings up Will Myers. Will, who saw his 12-game hitting streak come to an end last night. He hit at .373 during the streak with 6 extra base hits, 9 RBIs. A streak that started on April 15th and came to an end on April the 29th. Longest hitting streak by a Padre this season. It matches the longest of his career. He had back in 2013, another 12-gamer. You mentioned the Tommy John surgery for tonight's Dodgers starter, Ross Stripling, and they say after the start they're going to back him off for a little while over the next couple of weeks and try to ease him back in again. So careful for the guy who is coming off Tommy John surgery. So this is an outing that he wants to do well in because he's not going to be pitching next couple times through the rotation.
It's amazing how so much money is invested in players these days, and they want to try to lengthen them out and have them as much as they can. They don't want to waste any bullets. I mean, the pitch count is a huge thing, especially after Tommy John surgery.
No swing and a miss. Myers tardy on that. Fastball at 91 miles an hour. Now Dave Roberts, first year at the helm here of the Dodgers. He had a very interesting decision to make with Ross Stripling back on April the 8th. During a possible no-hitter, and it's all about the situation we're talking about, and that's Ross Stripling not having him over pitch after Tommy John. Nice play here. Quickly off the mound, and he throws out Myers at first base. So for Stripling, the almost no-hitter that took place back on April the 8th, in a situation which obviously he was pitching very well, but that pitch count was getting up. And Dave Roberts made the very difficult decision at the time to take him out.
I remember talking to people about that, and I think it was the right decision. I think the well-being of your young pitcher is first and foremost. Personal accomplishments are great, and they will come with time. But I think looking out for the ball club, remember, they were decimated with injuries with pitchers going into spring training and starting the year. So that's to the best interest of Ross Stripling, and I agreed with Dave Roberts.
Well, 2 down here. Stripling has 2 ground ball outs. He's handled one of them. And Matt Kemp, first pitch swinging, lifts a fly ball to center field. Jock Peterson can't see it. At least
he's deacon us.
Now he does. Out there in the sunshine, able to make the catch that ends the first inning. The Padres are down in order. The Dodgers are coming up. Top of the first inning, the Dodgers coming up in the bottom of the first. Now the Dodgers lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. At the top of the order, Chase Utley at second base. Corey Seager is at shortstop batting second with Justin Turner at third. Adrian Gonzalez in the cleanup spot. Yasmani Grandal does the catching. Kike Hernandez in right field with Carl Crawford in left. Jock Peterson who made the catch stand last inning in center. And Ross Stripling, the pitcher, bats ninth.
Making his 5th start and feeling very comfortable in that rotation. The scouting report is brought to you by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Colin Ray, he's got to be having that economical mindset. Go right after the hitters. A few pitches in the first couple of innings, and he uses both sides of the plate. Remember, he's got that cutter. The cutter was big last night for Vargas.
Mark, it seems like that has been a very big problem so far for Colin Ray in the year has been the pitch count so early, so many first inning pitches. And you look up in the third inning and he's 70 pitches deep, and then in the fourth inning to 100, and getting deep into games a big problem. So I get the first pitch strikes to get ahead of guys, and there's a ground ball into the shift. Weeks on the run, gets it there just in time to get Chase Utley. Let's check out the Padres defensively behind Colin Ray. It's brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Melvin Upton Jr. in left with John Jay in center. Matt Kemp in right with Adam Rosales at third base. Alexei Ramirez at shortstop. Jamal Weeks at second. Will Myers at first. And Derek Norris does the catching for Colin Ray. One down in the inning. And here's Corey Seager. Into the shift are the Padres on the right side. Same setup they had on Utley. And Seager takes a hack at that first pitch. So far, I know we're only 2 hitters deep, but the Dodgers appear to be very aggressive.
I was just going to say, Don, let's keep an eye on that. See if they do be aggressive if it's a first pitch fastball around the plate.
Saw the numbers for Seager, a .258 hitter. 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. Colin Ray 1-1, making his 6th appearance overall, 5th start. Tried to pick up that inside corner, but too far in.
How good was the curveball last night of Cesar Vargas?
Outstanding, and it's some pretty key moments of his outing also.
Stressful innings, and you know what? Credit Vargas for his great job. So now Colin Ray, you know, there are scouting reports and watching video, but he saw firsthand. And you know what? It's kind of similar stuff, don't you think? Colin Ray.
Yep.
Fastball, maybe a little hotter. He's got the curveball, he's got the cutter, throws a changeup.
Let me ask you this as a former pitcher. We talked so much during the pregame, and so did Julie Alexandria, about offense being contagious. How about starting pitching? Does that rub off the next day?
I really believe it is. Being in the bullpen longer than a starter, I thought it was contagious in the bullpen because it's a own little fraternity down there. You get going, you play your little games, and you say, okay, you went 2 innings scoreless, I'm going to go 2 innings scoreless. A starter goes into the 6th, maybe into the 8th. Okay, I'm going to do it next time. Like hitting is contagious, I believe pitching is as well.
Well, here's ball 4 to Corey Seager, and he's down to first base. Well, Ram Trucks Tools of the Trade focuses on last night's starter, Cesar Vargas.
He had it working. He was fun to watch. He pitched against the Cardinals and he did well. Now against the Dodgers. Talk about using both sides of the plate. There's a breaky ball there. How about the cutter into Justin Turner? Yeah, that was a legitimate strike. But what does he do consistently? Both sides of the plate, stays out of the heart of the plate, and he pitches like he's been pitching 6-8 years in the big leagues.
1 out, 1 on, and Justin Turner in on the right side with that upright stance. Deep in the box and a healthy hack at the first pitch. They're all swinging at the first pitch. Turner looking for his first home run of the year. Late arriving crowd at Dodger Stadium. What new?
Just wait till the 3rd inning.
We saw last night. I mean, there was not much of a crowd here to begin the game, but by the 3rd inning, pretty close to sold out here. Better than 49,000 on hand last night. Fouled off down the right field line, out of play.
So a packed house here at Dodger Stadium. How many Dodger dogs do you think they serve a night?
Quite a few. See the name in the middle? It's gone. We just had a graphic of the announcers of our broadcast tonight.
Dodger dogs.
Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, Julie Alexandria. One of them consumed 3 foot-long Dodger dogs. For those of you at home, some quick math, that's 3 feet of hot dogs.
And don't forget the calories.
Turner will take a strike over the outside corner. He didn't like it. There's the first strikeout for Colin Ray. 3 hot dogs. Wasn't me. Wasn't Julie Alexandria.
I looked it up. 620 calories in one Dodger dog with a bun. But the killer, the kicker, you know how many milligrams of sodium?
Very salty.
25,000 milligrams in 3 Dodger dogs.
The fact that you're here still today is awesome.
What's that?
The fact that you're still here today is awesome.
Yeah.
You're a man of steel. Very thirsty, though, I noticed today.
Very thirsty.
2 down for Adrian Gonzalez. Hovering around 300.
They pitched him well last night, too.
They pitched him great.
They carry over from the Miami series. Remember, the Dodgers got swept, and Adrian Gonzalez did not have a good series.
Nope, was 0 for 11 in that series. 22 games this season. Open stance from the left side. Closes it up, though, in a hurry as the pitch misses up and away.
You know, I've always felt when hitters, good hitters, I mean, Adrian is really good. When they're going to hit their slumps, too. They get a little froggy early in the count, and I think you can get to them early and expose them early in the count. Like throwing soft stuff because they want to avoid the strikeout. Doesn't that make sense? If you're struggling as a hitter, you don't want to be embarrassed and strike out.
You're not hanging around for strike 2.
So you're going to swing early and not embarrass yourself, and maybe you swing at a bad pitch and you roll it over, you get a grounder.
He bats here with Seager at first base. 2 down here in the first inning. Plays off a pitch that was framed there by Norris for an extra second for Mark Wegner, the home plate umpire. Inning of the week, he was hitting at 308, and it has dropped under 300 for the first time in a long time for Gonzalez at 299. Bluffed by Ray, no throw. Utley grounded out. Seager walked. Turner struck out looking. 3-1 on the ground and in for the shift on the right side. It's Weeks who throws to first base in time to get Gonzalez. Done with 1, no score from Dodger Stadium.
I talked to him this morning. We kind of talked at length about, hey, man, my faith in you has never wavered, like my belief in you, and like we know you're going to hit. You've always hit historically. You've always been good at the plate. That's coming back. And there's enough hard-hit baseballs to where if you, like, saw them fall like they should, he'd be easily around 250 right now, and I mean, that's probably not where he wants to be ultimately, but that's kind of an indication of how bad his luck has been. He just needs to keep hitting them hard, and eventually it'll change.
That's manager Andy Green on the struggles of catcher Derek Norris. And if you notice, he has decided to get rid of the flow. He shaved his head, and upon coming to the clubhouse today, I asked him about it, and he said, you know, I'm just tired of hitting balls into gloves. So he said it's time for something new. So you never know. Change might do him good. Guys?
See what happens. The new do going for Derek Norris. As
wow.
Melvin Upton Jr.
Needs a little bit of sun. That's drastic right there.
Well, he felt he needed a drastic change. Upton, Ramirez, and Norris here in the second inning to face Ross Stripling. After a 1-2-3 first inning for Stripling. Upton at 244, 2 homers, 9 runs batted in. Stripling last worked on Monday against the Marlins, went 5 1/3, got his first loss of his big league career. 3-2 loss, struck out 3, ended up throwing 107 pitches in that outing. There's a strike to Upton. 3 minor league seasons for Stripling, 12-10. With a 2.83 ERA in 55 games, most of them starts, 48 starts. As Upton fouls it off to the right. It's now full count. Upton had been ahead 3-0.
I'm guessing that Stripling's going to stick with a pitch, a short breaking pitch, maybe a fastball or a cutter here. Being 3-2, want to have Melvin Upton Jr. earn his way on base.
First time he has faced the Padres in his career. Talking about his Tommy John surgery. That was in 2014, missing all of the 2015 surgery. After the surgery, on the ground, left side of the backhand goes Seager. Long throw, and he'll get it there in time. Seager showing off a good arm from deep short for the first down of the second inning. Take a look at the keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Okay, here we go. Hopefully they can win game 2. And one of the keys, offenses. Stay aggressive. You know, get a lead. Push the right buttons for Andy Green. Take the extra base. Be aggressive. And they were aggressive with that squeeze play last night. And get on for Matt Kemp. Put some pressure on the opposing pitcher. And once again, the 3-run shot was very, very nice last night.
4 in a row retired here by Stripling to start his night. And it brings up Alexei Ramirez. .274, no homers and 7 runs batted in for the veteran shortstop. Fly ball, center field. Jock Peterson, who's in left center, now moves into right center and hauls in out number 2.
You know, we made note of it last night. Jock Peterson plays a deep center field.
Does.
Number 3, Derek Norris.
So he just had to move to his left a little bit. Did not have to retreat towards the warning track to make that. He feels more comfortable coming in on a baseball than going out.
The Dodgers as a whole appear to play a pretty deep outfield.
Yeah.
What their starters think about that.
Yeah, you know, you're right, because when you look at the bird's eye view from up top, it does look significantly deeper than average outfielders.
Derek Norris batting for the first time tonight. Looks at strike 1.
Tell you what, if Derek Norris gets a hit here, he might shave the beard or keep the beard.
I think it's going to take a lot for him to shave the beard. Down 0-2. 1 inside, 1 outside, and he finds himself in an early hole.
Part of being a catcher, man, if you're hitting that little struggle, and Derek Norris knows this, he's got to strap on the gear and call a good game for his pitching staff.
Goes the other way. Hernandez will have that fall in front of him, and there you go. A base hit in his first at bat with a new do.
Second baseman number 8.
No salad tonight for Derek Norris. And this is a nice job of staying on the 4-seamer and taking it the opposite way, trying not to pull it. Short on the back end, to the baseball, shorten it up, and spank it to right field for the base knock.
Well, Norris has a base hit, his first at bat, first base runner of the night for the Padres. And that'll bring up Jamal Weeks. Picks up the outside corner for strike one that time. So Weeks starting on a regular basis now at second base. The absence of Corey Spangenberg, and there's a lot of Adam Rosales on the other side of the infield at third base. Rosales waits on deck here with the Padres batting in the second inning. Weeks will send one the other way into left field for a base hit. And the Padres, a little two-out magic, have something going here. Back-to-back base hits.
Third baseman number 9, Adam Rosales.
Playing some station-to-station baseball and strolling up to the plate, Adam Rosales. He can put a charge in one. He has shown that recently, but both times, Derek Norris, Jamal Weeks going the opposite way. Nice, smooth, easy.
So 2 on, 2 down, and here is Adam Rosales. 233 average to start the night, 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. And the breaking ball dropping in there for strike one. Rosales signed as a minor league free agent. Made the club as a non-roster invitee at the end of spring training. Total of 55 games a year ago, the Texas Rangers. Snap throw to second and back safely is Derek Norris. Grandal comes up throwing.
Now that's being aggressive, and I love that when a team does that. Sometimes teams forget about the runners in scoring position. Nice throw to second base, a strike, a perfect strike from Yasmani Grandal. That's got to be some feeling for Adam Rosales coming to spring training non-roster, right?
Trying to win a job.
Trying to win a job, and you break camp and you're on the 25 man. That's
a great feeling.
Oh.
And now you're playing on an everyday basis with all the injuries that have taken place. Padres have 8 members of the disabled list right now. He can play all over, but primarily here at third base lately. Oh, breaking ball, and that drops over the outside corner this time, even the count of 2-2. So Stripling was able to get Upton to ground to short, Ramirez to fly to center, but a base hit to right for Norris, a base hit to left for Weeks, and the Padres have 2 on with 2 down here in the second inning.
Look at all those pitches from Stripling. Everything's up in the zone. One mistake, he can turn on one and do some damage.
Stays away.
Here's what I love. Runners on, 3-2 count, 2 outs, off and running with the pitch.
Everybody in motion.
Oh yeah. Stretch those hamstrings, tighten those shoes. Although watch for a pickoff from the pitcher.
Rosales strikes out, goes to the fastball at 92 to Stripling to get him. Padres threaten but do not score. No score from Dodger Stadium. Dodger Stadium. Time now for the San Diego fan of the game.
The brown, the yellow, the orange, the 1984 cap, the 1984 BP jersey, and also the colors of the home run derby jerseys that Trevor Hoffman and Dave Winfield sported the other day at Petco Park for the All-Star game come to San Diego.
And a jersey you wore, yes?
That was before I went. I went with the white brown pinstripes and then the dingy kind of brown road brown pinstripes.
Last of the second inning, Yasmani Grandal, Kike Hernandez, and Carl Crawford to face Colin Ray. Not bad. We're talking about him minimizing his pitches if possible. He did a pretty good job of that. In his first inning, only throwing a total of 16 pitches. Line sharply into center field. Ringing single for Grandal to begin the inning.
Right fielder number 14.
Well, the switch hitting catcher for the Dodgers much better from the left side. This is a pretty swing, and you know what? That ball's right down the middle. That is something he should do with it. He limits him to a single. He does not have good legs, Grandal, so a good guy to try to double up at second base.
Will Myers holding him on. First hit of the game for the Dodgers. They did have a base runner in the first, but it was a walk. Corey Seager walked in the first inning. Kike Hernandez, who came off the bench last night in a pinch hitting role, gets the start in right field, and Yasiel Puig not in the lineup to start this game tonight. So a break there for the Padres. He is available, obviously, to come off the bench for Dave Roberts.
Oof.
Pretty good pitch.
Yeah, really good pitch. Exactly where Colin Ray wants to be. Midfield playing him to pull a little bit with Jamal Weeks over near the second base bag.
High fastball that time at 93. Ray has that.
A little extra giddy up there. Darren Balsley said that Colin's going to have to learn how to locate that fastball with a little bit more velocity. Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres.
Hernandez sends it to right field. Kemka kind of a late break, and it's going to fall. Having to wait between first and second was Grandal. He wasn't sure it was going to fall, so he just does get to second on a base hit to right. And first two Dodgers have reached here at the bottom of the second inning. Let's check in with Julie.
Hey guys, well, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts texted Yasiel Puig last night, and he thought he needed a day just to clear his mind. So he thought he was trying to do too much, was pressing a little bit much, and he said if he can just get away from the pressure to perform, he thinks that would be helpful for him.
So out of the lineup tonight, and it is Hernandez in the lineup tonight. He's got himself a base hit. We were talking about Puig last night. Boy, is he big and strong, a great athlete.
Oh, yeah.
2 on, nobody out, and Carl Crawford in on the left side. That's the arms out of the way, but the recipient of strike one.
Stressful inning.
Right out of the gate. We saw a lot of them for Vargas.
Absolutely. He made some darn good pitches.
How do you minimize your pitches? I mean, it's easy to say, okay, we're going to try to throw less pitches tonight and see if we can get deeper into the game. How do you go about doing that?
You know, that's an interesting question because you can't control base hits. You can only control what comes out of your hand.
Right side, softly hit. Weeks going to second base to get the middleman there. Thought he was going to go to first because he was so close to first, but he turns, spins, and is able to get the middleman and Hernandez at second base for the first out of the inning.
Another reason, Don, is because you can't control foul balls. If you've got a good team that has good bat control and just fouls out balls, the pitch count is going to go up.
Yep.
There's the turn, a nice job, and then Ramirez, after getting the force, checking that runner at third base.
You can't help it if you're Alexei Ramirez thinking the guys are going to take you out like they used to at second base. They can't anymore.
That's right.
But he was still a little cautious there as he stepped off the bag. You don't have to worry anymore, Alexei. They're not coming to bury you anymore. So 1 out, first and third. Jock Peterson. First AB of the game, a .270 hitter.
And a lot going back to being economical. I think there's a little bit of luck there too, because if they put a ball in play, you've got no control if it hits a hole or goes right to a fielder. So I think there's a little bit of luck there, but I think odds goes your way once you pound the zone and get ahead early. There they are, swung a little bit to the right at double play death up the middle.
Well, you look at the benchmark of 100 pitches thrown and you see where that gets Colin Ray, and you look back over the last 2 outings at home against Pittsburgh in 5 innings through 95 pitches, and then last time out against St. Louis also at home, 5 innings 101 pitches. So he would like to be a little bit more economical tonight.
2-seamers down and away, sliders, even a backdoor slider would work well here. There's a curveball. It's a tough pitch to square up there. Good break to it, good location as well.
Has had some pretty good support during the course of the year. There's 7 runs of support by average for him. Record of 1-1 coming in. Working here with Grandal at third base. Crawford with speed at first. And a check on Crawford, who gets back to the bag.
You know, one thing I'm looking at, you know, all the attention is pitcher, batter, pitcher, guy at first. Keep an eye at third base. Kike Hernandez or Yasmani Grandal. How far will he get off? Always a possibility for a pickoff play, but he's a very short lead at third.
It's one foul back below us. Dodgers starting the game in a tie with the San Francisco Giants atop the National League West. Both teams at 500 at 12-12, and Dodgers right now having lost 5 straight, 4 in a row to the Miami Marlins, and of course dropping the first game of this series to the Padres last night. A little bit high and maybe wide. 2-2. Peterson on a check swing grounds it foul to the end of the Dodgers dugout. Dodgers, of course, housed here on the third base side. Padres on the first base side. Pretty cool element here. We walk through it every day, but they still have the visiting clubhouse, the old one from years and years that they switched into a new one. What, about 3 years ago?
Yep.
You said, and it still exists as was. We actually visited your locker today. 2-2. On the ground, could be 2. Ramirez a touch second and fire to first. Double play. It gets Ray out of the inning. Nicely done. We are through 2 from Dodger Stadium without a score. Ramirez takes it himself and then on to first. Double play award. Back at Dodger Stadium as we play along to the third inning, scoreless through the first two. Another beautiful night here tonight at Dodger Stadium. It'll be the pitcher. Then 1-2. So 9-1-2 here. Ray, Jay, and Myers. Stripling back on the mound. Gave up 2 hits with 2 outs in the second inning, but then bared down to strike out Adam Rosales and to end the second inning. Here's Colin Ray. 0 for 6 on the season. A 133 career hitter in his second year.
Okay, here's what bugs me. I got to get this off my chest.
What do you got?
You know what bugs me about Dodger Stadium?
What's that?
It's the chalk lines of the batter's box.
They're small and thin.
Yes, they got to match the foul lines. What are they doing?
Why are they so small?
I don't know,
thin?
and I don't like it. I don't like it.
You can barely see it.
They should match the foul line.
They're at least half the size.
They're not even half
Maybe
the
less.
size.
This is a swing and a miss for Ray. Strikes out at a pitch in the dirt.
Consistency.
Now, the other thing you told me when I asked you about Dodger Stadium, and we were talking about stadiums when we were in San Francisco, you had said that you thought it was too big. Can you explain yourself?
Yeah, like this place too big? Well,
Yeah.
the seats are too far back from the field level seats. It should be more closer. I'm a big fan of the old stadiums like Sportsman's Park, Tiger Stadium, Ebbets Field. You know, you look at the old photos there.
They're all kind of hanging over.
Yes, the second deck is closer to the field. Wrigley Field, same type deal. And I just feel Busch Stadium is one of the worst. I mean, the second deck, I mean, it's like 30 rows back before you start the second deck.
So it's not that it's too big; it's that it goes back. I mean,
It's too big.
you don't mind the attendance. I mean, because last time we bet at 49,000. I mean,
right.
That's okay.
I love the big crowds.
This is drilled towards the corner, and that's going to get down. A fair ball. Crawford over to plate in the corner, and towards second base goes John Jay with a double, with one down here in the third inning. Third Padres hit off Ross Stripling.
Now these Padre hitters are going the opposite way. John Jay takes a pitch right down the middle. And let's watch him out of the box. He's going to try to stretch this, go as hard as he can for as long as he can. And he'll pull up with a leadoff double. I'm sorry, a one-out double for John Jay. So that's, if I'm an architect, if I'm working for, what is it, HOK? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I'm going into that boardroom and I'm saying, I mean, the ballpark's, what are you laughing at?
The things that bother you make me laugh. This is drilled out towards the alley and left center, going to get down to the track of the wall. Here comes John Jay. He's going to score. It's a double for Will Myers, and the Padres strike first on top 1-0. Back-to-back doubles, and Myers starting a new streak tonight.
This was one of the prettiest swings I think we'll see from Will Myers. And once again, let's check out the location of the pitch. Is it right down the middle? Yeah, it's outer. It's right. It leaks right down the middle. That's the kind of swing, and that's the kind of result. Full extension, power from the legs. Watching that ball trampoline off the bat, get extended. Look at everything's just working in unison.
Well, you talk about eyes on the ball, looking at contact.
Yeah,
he is right down on it.
When a guy hitting has a stiff, that stiff front leg that generates the power upward. Picture like, oh my!
Left center, we're talking gapper again. This one is for Kemp around from second base is Myers. He will score, and to second base with a double goes Kemp. The Padres take a 2-0 lead. How about this? They're finding the alleys here at Dodger Stadium. 3 consecutive doubles, and San Diego on top 2-0.
Once again, they are capitalizing on mistakes from Stripling. That was a little slider, it looked like, in Matt Kemp. But going back to my analogy, you see the bottom half of the body, the stiff front leg, generating the power up to the upper half of the body. Imagine like a catapult, right? A catapult. You put a rock on it and you pull back the spring. It's got a solid base, right, for the catapult to generate that kind of power. Now imagine that catapult had springs on the bottom of it and it's wobbly. You're not going to get the same type of momentum and same type of power. It's the same principle in a swing. That solid bottom half of the body, like Mark Sweeney talks about all the time, that stiff front leg generating that power up to the upper body The arms getting extended, and I tell you what, we've seen some pretty swings this inning.
Will Myers, after Jay had doubled, driving in Jay, and then an RBI double from Matt Kemp takes us to Melvin Upton Jr. And a swing and a miss. Fastball by him that time. Grounded out to shortstop, first at bat in the second inning. John Jay got it started. Top of the Padres order.
I love homers, but I like doubles as well. Yo, bartender, give me a double. And hopefully it puts the Dodgers on the rocks. You see where I'm going there?
Yeah, I do. Sometimes you're tough to follow, but I get you.
You'll figure me out.
I get you. Swing and a miss, and Upton strikes out. There's strikeout number 3 for Stripling. Let's take a look at a couple of pretty swings as part of this inning.
And it's worth another look. It's just picture perfect mechanics. I'm sure Alan Zinter, the hitting coach, is all smiles. On the left, Will Myers. See the stiff front leg right there? And then Matt Kemp, the stiff front leg there. And then what that does, it generates that power in the upper half of the body with the hips, with the shoulders, arms getting extended.
Kemp's at second now as Ramirez takes the breaking ball for a strike. Let's say second at bat. Flying out to center field in the second inning. Pretty good with runners in scoring position this year. 318 for Alexei Ramirez. There's Kemp at second and an RBI double. All part of what has been a 2-run inning to this point for San Diego. Gonna straighten him up. So 2 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Padres so far. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Dodgers.
I know it's early, third inning, but that third run out there is huge.
Check swing, did he go? No. They checked with Marty Foster, first base umpire, said he didn't offer. So it is 2 balls and a strike to Ramirez. And the center fielder Jock Peterson, step or 2 towards left center. Good size gap in right center for Ramirez if he thinks about poking it the opposite way. He will lift it down the left field line, and Crawford will run it down. Good running catch by Carl Crawford to end the inning. Well, we talk about hitting being contagious. Jay, Myers, and Kemp, 3 doubles in a row lead to 2 Padres runs. San Diego on top, 2-0. They grab a pair in the top half of this, the third inning. It's on to the bottom of the third inning. And the pitcher spot up first in Ross Stripling. And Chase Utley and Corey Seager to bat here in the inning. Stripling 0 for 7 at the plate. Pitcher facing pitcher to begin this bottom of the third inning. The lip of the grass at third is Adam Rosales. There was strike one. So Ray's got some runs. 2-0 advantage right now for the Padres to begin the inning. To change your mindset when you get runs?
You got to stay aggressive. Stick to your game plan.
Don't change anything.
Don't change anything. Stick to what your strong suit is. Stick to your strength. Go by the scouting report. You can't change. You know, they say change is good. Well, not in this case. Right? Good. No, Darren Balsley
status quo.
Darren Balsley has a scouting report. And it's to the detail like you wouldn't believe. Each pitcher gets a copy of it. And it's the job of the catcher and that pitcher to stick to it. And he knows it like the back of his hand. Darren Balsley does. And they have to execute it. Back when I was pitching. Hey, up and in and low and away. Oh, really? Okay. I'll take my chances.
Well, not what Ray wanted to do here after grabbing the lead. A leadoff walk to the opposing pitcher, Stripling.
Now's the time. If I'm catching, I'm going out to Colin Ray and kind of lighting a fire. Come on, let's go. You got a 2-run lead. And I know each personality is different. You got to coddle some guys. Some guys you can light a fire under. Different ways of going about it. You know, Derek Norris might be one of those guys just not really yelling, but gets the point across. Hey, dude, you got a 2-run lead.
Well, the offensive numbers for the Dodgers have been tough, especially during this 5-game losing streak. It started against the Marlins. Too good of a lineup to have that kind of stretch. Padres enjoying that stretch right now. Dodgers trying to break out of it. Shift on the right side, and everybody in on the infield in this shift. They keep it tight to the infield with the double play possibilities, even though some people are out of position.
Yep.
Stripling at first and Chase Utley batting. Down 0-1. Always such a strange thing when you're out of position on the right side in the shift and you're trying to complete a double play. You have Rosales, who's to the right of the bag, who then has to go over and cover second base. And third baseman who's got to race over from the wrong side of the field. Makes it a little tougher. Norris tried to frame it, but it's away.
Okay, there's been players that say they should outlaw shifts. What do you think about that?
I
say hang with them.
I think they should keep shifts.
Absolutely.
You want to align your defense however you want to align it.
No question. I'm right there with you.
5 guys in the outfield. Put 5 guys in the outfield. 2-1 pitch will miss.
We've seen in crunch time, you're on the road and the home team's hitting. We've seen it bring into the extra from the outfield. You bring them into the infield.
Sure.
We've seen that. That's a shift.
It has become such a big part of the game, though. I mean, it used to be one guy you might shift for each team, maybe not. Now it seems like everybody is shifted. Here's a drive to deep right. Kemp going back, and that ball's going to be out of here. Into the bleachers. Chase Utley's first home run of the year is a 2-run shot that quickly ties this game for the Dodgers. Quick turn of events here.
Yeah. Well, you're flirting with disaster. You're going straight Molly Hatchet, 3-1, and trying to sneak a fastball by Chase Utley, especially when you miss. Look at the positioning of Derek Norris. Set up away, splitting the plate with his body. That one leaks middle in, and Chase Utley makes it look easy. The nice, easy swing. 3-1 fastball for the home run.
Well, Seager looking to tee off, and he swings and misses for strike one. First round tripper of the year for the veteran Chase Utley. Third home run allowed by Colin Ray in the year. Padres shifting on the right side. Outfield about straight away. And into the shift, diving as Weeks gets up, and the good throw to first base. Nice play by Jamal Weeks for the first out here at the bottom of the third inning. He did it from short right.
Oh, the shift is going to get you. A hard hit ball off the bat, diving as Weeks. And all Corey Seager can say is, you've got to be shifting me. Great play by the Padres. That's the old 4-3 play, yo. That's a big out.
One down here in the third inning. Turner struck out looking in the first inning. Only strikeout of the night for Ray.
It's all about bouncing back, right, after that home run. Let's see how Colin Ray responds. 9 of 12 first pitch strikes for the righty.
They've been pretty aggressive, and that was the game plan. And it's almost like the Dodgers knew it, swinging early in counts too.
You know how we talk about pitchers being wild with the fastball, Don? Well,
effectively wild.
Right. Well, I think it's a case now that wild in the zone. That was just too good of a pitch, that 3-1 pitch. That home run off of Utley's bat. And Justin Turner tries to get as much as he can, as long as that foot is touching that white line.
And it barely is. It's almost like the heel is out.
Yeah. The heel can be out, but the toe's got to be touching that line.
And the thin line that it is.
Walking on a thin line. Huey Lewis
pops it up right side. Myers in fair ground makes the catch for the second out of the inning. So Turner is 0 for 2.
Number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
Here comes Gonzalez. Grounded out to Jamal Weeks, first time up. They are back in that familiar shift against Adrian Gonzalez. Skip in for ball one. Of course, the former San Diego Padre. Well, what's he done against his old team? 70 games, .313 average, a .536 slugging percentage, 15 home runs, and 53 RBIs along the way.
He's just blessed with good hand-eye coordination. He's a darn good hitter, using the whole field. Pop the opposite way.
Numbers are good against the Padres, but I guarantee you the numbers are good against everybody.
Yeah, that's a good point.
On the ground, shifting. It's the third baseman, Adam Rosales, who throws out Gonzalez and ends the inning. But after the leadoff walk to the pitcher, Ross Stripling, Chase Utley with a 2-run home run. We're tied 2-2 through 3. All right, Mike, thanks very much. Chase Utley's 2-run home run has tied this game at 2 aside. We head into the 4th inning. And it brings up Derek Norris, Jamal Weeks, and Adam Rosales to face Ross Stripling. Norris with a single his first time up. Solid single the other way to right field. Well, they were just talking about Giancarlo Stanton. He got Stripling earlier this season and just part of this 4-game sweep by the Marlins. He can eat some tape measure shots.
Yeah, that's a cheap one for him right there.
Barely got out. Here's a fly ball the other way to right, sending Hernandez back and over towards the track, but he has room. Norris gives it a ride, but he is out number 1 of the 4th inning.
Didn't he hit one, Giancarlo Stanton, over the pavilion here in left field?
He did. We got to look for you. Clayton Kershaw, no less. Oh.
Some opposite field power as well.
Jamal Weeks stands in with 1 out. Weeks with a single in the 2nd inning.
He's some kind of strong, isn't he?
Oh,
it's
unbelievable.
He's a showstopper. You know what? Concession sales go down when he's at the plate.
Everybody wants to be there.
That's right.
Weeks with his 2nd look at Stripling. Stripling had given up 2 runs in the 3rd. After getting Colin Ray 3 consecutive doubles for the Padres, led to 2 runs. 1-1. Grounded foul. Play day baseball tomorrow in the finale of this 3-game series between the Padres and Dodgers. Drew Pomerantz and the aforementioned Clayton Kershaw go head-to-head here tomorrow. 1 o'clock start time. 1-2. A little bit low, and it is 2-2. And the Padres will welcome the Colorado Rockies beginning Monday at Petco Park. And James Shields and Andrew Kashner going the first 2 games of that series coming up at Petco Park against the Rockies. Off the end of the bat, lots of spin on this left side, and Seager to the backhand. Able to get speedy Jamal Weeks for out number 2.
Hey, Don, you know we talk about different ballparks and dimensions and foul territory. Well, at Dodger Stadium, the you see where the dugouts are now?
Yes.
That used to be foul territory.
That's amazing.
See all those yellow seats?
Yeah, those are all new,
that used to be foul territory. There's a wall behind the dugouts. That used to be where the dugouts are. It used to go right back here. That used to be this right here. That was fair territory. That was foul territory.
That is an enormous amount of foul territory.
These seats. But you talk about foul territory.
Wow.
Back in the day.
I mean, it's not as much as Oakland, but it rivals Oakland.
Yeah.
For foul territory. I mean, there are times at Oakland when a pitcher throws to first, if he throws it by the first baseman, you can get 2 bases.
Yeah.
And a pitcher's got to love that. Lots of foul ground.
Oh, yeah.
Adam Rosales batting with 2 outs and the base is empty. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. 1 of 3 strikeouts for the Dodgers starter tonight. Went around.
There's that slider from Stripling. See if he tries to go out of the zone again with 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Strikes him out on the fastball that was headed out of the zone. 4th strikeout for Stripling. Game tied 2-2. Brought to you by Geico. One of baseball's strangest games was played as a wartime fundraiser on June 26, 1944. The New York Yankees, New York Giants, and Brooklyn Dodgers met in a three-way 6-inning contest at the Polo Grounds. Each team would play in the field and bat for 2 consecutive innings and then sit for an inning until they played a total of 6 innings. Final score was the Dodgers 5, the Yankees 1, and the Giants nothing. How about that? 3 teams playing 1 game.
That's kind of interesting.
Think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
Huh? Oh, the other thing you should think about was,
what?
did you see the Polo Grounds there? And
yes,
how
the stands?
The upper deck.
Yeah.
I
understand there's some fans out there that say like Wrigley Field, they have some posts, supporting the second deck. Well, you know what? Just turn your head a little bit. Speaking of Wrigley Field, I left tickets for my family once. I was pitching, starting a game at Wrigley Field. My dad got sitting right behind
the pole.
The pole. Yeah.
It was nice of them. They really took care of you.
He still enjoyed the big league ball game.
Yeah.
Hey, with engineers and architects and things they can do nowadays, I'm sure they can build ballparks like that closer to the second deck and still have some support to where you don't have to have beams blocking the view.
Yasmani Grandal leading it off here. Kike Hernandez and Carl Crawford.
You know what was key in the third half of the inning for Colin Ray is after that home run, Don, 1-2-3 for Colin Ray. And that's the heart of the order. 2-3-4.
So foul back below us. Yeah, he walked Stripling, then the home run for Utley, and then proceeded to get Seager to ground out to second, Turner to pop out to first, and Adrian Gonzalez grounding into the shift on the right side again for a second time tonight. Full count. No, keep it at 2-2. Grandal with a single his first time up, and 3 hits allowed so far by Ray. There is strike 3. Good pitch. Froze him. Second strikeout for Ray. 1 down.
Did you see the movement on that pitch? That's straightened up Yasmani Grandal and caught a lot of the plate. Let's check it out of the hand. It is a 2-seamer. Grandal straightens him up and splits the plate. Inner third, maybe? Oh, right on the inside corner.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. So good location. Nice job.
Kind of a lane changer.
Yeah. Use your directional.
1 out.
In that case, he didn't use his directional because Yasmani Grandal was like,
right. He didn't know.
He was expecting it in.
He didn't know he was making the turn. Hernandez single to right field in the second inning. Check swing, but it is a strike. Kike Hernandez, 271 hitter coming in. On the ground slowly to Ramirez. Plenty of time. Gets him at first base. 2 down. Time now for the Cholula flamethrower.
And the Cascade Kid. 95 hot sauce. Whew. Yeah. Whew. Waiter. Water. That's hot.
2 down here in the 4th. That's my little contribution.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
You know what?
Crawford turns on this to the right field corner. It's going to get down. Roll around as Kemp goes to dig it out. Crawford's got good speed. He's thinking 3. Throw going in that direction from Weeks will be late. Crawford's got himself a triple.
I was just going to say, because I thought I saw a breaking ball from Colin Ray. If you're going to throw that pitch, you better avoid throwing it for a strike because it's going to speed up his bat and he's going to deliver something down the line. Let's check it out. It's a little cutter. So off-speed cutter up, and then let's check out the relay. Okay, everybody's lining up. Matt Kemp hit the cutoff man. Jamal Weeks kind of throws a little flat-footed right there.
Well, even a good throw, I don't know if they would have gotten Crawford.
So a 2-out triple for Carl Crawford. I'm going to put on Peterson with the pitcher spot coming up next. No reason to deal with him. Stripling will be up next. That said, Colin Ray walked him in the 3rd inning.
Yep.
So Stripling with a chance to help out his own cause coming up here. It'll be 1st and 3rd with 2 down once this intentional walk is complete, and now it is as Peterson down to first base.
Number 68.
Here comes Stripling. Walked and scored on the 2-run home run by Chase Utley. John Jay, the center fielder, moving from left center to right center for Stripling to go the other way. Fouled off down the right field line, out of play.
Takes a good hack.
Looks like a hitter.
Hey, Colin Ray, pretty good athlete. He can hack. Saw Alex Wood last night. Cesar Vargas, good athlete. And don't forget our own Andrew Kashner.
Who can run too.
Yeah, he can.
And there for a strike, and it's quickly 0-2.
Dropping the hammer on them.
Ray may have gone. The home plate umpire said he did, and he'll need to be tagged out, and is by Norris. So he strikes him out, and the Dodgers threat goes by the boards. They had runners at 1st and 3rd, but cannot score as Ray is able to strike out Stripling. Game remains tied 2-2 from Chavez Ravine.
Hitting them hard, and eventually it'll change.
It's like energy, you know, the hitting energy gets around, and so it taps on one guy, then taps on the next.
Well, the energy has been there tonight, and it has been contagious.
Well, the one thing that sticks out to me as we look at the beautiful sunset to the west is that the miscues, the mistakes that the Dodger pitchers are throwing up there. And you know what? When collectively the hitters do hit those very well, it is contagious, and we saw that. Seen it so far in this game.
3 consecutive doubles in the 3rd inning. Jay, Myers, and Kemp leading to the 2 Padres runs.
Take advantage of the blunders of the opposing pitchers. The faux pas.
The gaffes. Pitch is in there for a strike. Breaking out the thesaurus tonight. Colin Ray leads it off here in the 5th. Struck out swinging in the 3rd. So far 0 for 7 at the plate this year, the Padres pitcher. Swing and a miss, and Ray down on strikes. So Stripling, who struck out Rosales to end the 4th, opens the 5th with a strikeout of Ray, and it's 5 strikeouts. We're talking about the doubles in the 3rd inning. Last time players hit 3 consecutive doubles.
Wow.
In Padres history. Going to go back to 2006. And it was Barfield, Peavy, and the Dodgers manager, Dave Roberts.
It's a nice little nugget.
Yeah. Surprised it's been that long.
I know.
That's a long time. Hauled off to the left off the bat of John Jay. There's Dave. We had the chance to visit with him here, and things for Dave Roberts not going great lately, having lost 5 in a row. Still got that upbeat, positive nature that he always does. Good feeling he is so happy to be here at the helm of the Dodgers and to be a manager in the major leagues.
How about 2 San Diego guys? Dave Roberts to the left and Bob Guerin on the right.
Former Oakland A's manager.
Bob Guerin, we used to work out together back in the day, back in the 80s in San Diego. And this is before he had kids, but he said, when I have a boy, I'm going to name him Hank.
Why?
Hank Guerin.
Swing and a miss for Jay, who strikes out. It's back-to-back Ks. In fact, 3 in a row for Stripling. Do we know if he ever did have Hank? Do we know that?
I don't think so. But he's kind of got that goofy personality as well.
2 down here in the 5th inning brings up Will Myers. Myers has grounded out to 3rd, doubled and driven in a run. He's looking for a personal best 13-game hitting streak last night, but went 0 for 4 in the game. Starts a new streak tonight with that double. Really been the Padres' most consistent hitter so far in the year.
Keep an eye on Stripling's first pitch strikes, 15 of 20 in that category.
And ahead here 0-1. Five and a third in his last outing. Throw 107 pitches in that outing against the Marlins. And we'll see Clayton Kershaw here tomorrow in the finale of this 3-game series. Only behind Myers, 3-1.
Dangerous count here. I'd like to see the big boy get extended again once more. Worked underneath it just a little bit.
Got a fastball too. 92 miles an hour from Stripling on the gas. Stripling right now has retired 7 Padres in a row, and 4 of them by way of the K.
Yeah, number 8 and 9 in the order for San Diego. 0 for 4. All by way of that K you were just talking about.
Using my stuff now. Payoff pitch foul.
Plagiarism.
The shoe tops.
There's Yasiel Puig. He, you know, you get the day off because Dave Roberts said that you want to kind of clear his mind a little bit, but still you got to, you know, late in the game, might have that pinch hitting duty.
How much of a mental break is that, knowing that you're not playing tonight?
I think it's huge.
Yeah.
I never played a position, obviously, but I would think, you know, if you're one of those guys that, in the mind of the manager, you're going to play every day until something comes up to where I want to pull you. I think it's a big mental thing, especially the night before. Hey, going to give you the day off tomorrow. Just clear your mind. come to the ballpark, do your thing.
Will Myers down to first base with a 2-out walk. That's just the first walk given up by Stripling of the night. But I always kind of wonder because, I mean, it's not like you're off. You still got to come here at a certain time. You still got to take batting practice. You still got to participate in everything, and then you got to still be there for the game. So I mean, you're still here. I mean, you're not away.
Right. I just think it's a mental relief, a stress release, knowing that, you know what, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself early in the game to where bases are loaded or guys and I'm expected to drive in a run. You know what I'm saying?
It's a mental break.
It's a mental break. Right.
So 2 down, Myers at first. Here is Matt Kemp.
The home run last night, off-speed pitch, 0-2 splitty from Hatcher. He come. Woke up the bench. Loved the 3-run shot and hard holding back the smiles for Matt Kemp and the rest of his teammates.
Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. Padres records most home runs in the month of April. Kemp was 7.
So 2 to tie in the last month of April.
The 2-0 pitch is going to miss, and now he's behind him 3-0. What do you think? Green light?
Why not? If it's a pitch right there in his little zone. About the size of a CD or a DVD, right, in that area.
Narrow it right down.
Yeah.
Taking ball 4. So Stripling with kind of a strange line in the inning. 2 strikeouts followed by back-to-back walks. And a visit from his catcher Grandal. So he strikes out Ray, strikes out Jay, and then walks Myers and Kemp, and now it's up to Melvin Upton Jr. Padres have had base runners in this game. Left 3 men on.
A ground ball to short and a strikeout. I'm guessing he's going to go either way inside or keep the ball away. Adrian Gonzalez is way off the bag at first base. Give him right field. If he's going to hit the ball in the air, have him hit it to right. So no soft stuff. You want to have him, if I'm pitching, I want to have him hit the ball this way. I don't want to leave anything over the inner half of the plate soft, something he can jerk out of the ballpark that way.
So I guess the defensive alignment sometimes can tell you what the pitcher is saying.
Sure.
That's fouled off to the right.
First 2 pitches up a little bit, but catching a lot of the plate.
First and second, 2 down.
Hey, be careful if he bounces one here. Second and third wouldn't be a bad idea.
Outside, 1-2. Trying to go back out there again. Meanwhile, the Dodgers center fielder very deep again, and Jock Peterson way out there in right center field for Upton to go the other way. As deep as you will see an outfielder play. Carve foul. Fastball was up.
Yep. He's throwing a few pitches up.
Again, a strange inning for Stripling. A strikeout, followed by a walk and a walk. And the Padres trying to make him pay for back-to-back base on balls. In the dirt. So deuces and wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count 2-2. 2 outs in the inning. And 2 on here for the Padres.
Oh my, look at you. A double dose of awesomeness.
Upton reaches out and dribbles one down the third baseline. Foul. It'll stay foul, as Grandal made sure.
Well, adjusting to different speeds from the pitcher, trying to break the cadence, the timing of a hitter. And this at bat for Melvin Upton Jr. against Ross Stripling, he's gone everywhere, anywhere from 90 down to 76 and in between. And look, but look at the differences: 76 to 90, and then a little bit off 88, and the 90 again. Soften it up at 77, back up to 87. Fastball could be 2 pitches. You can add and subtract. Breaking ball could be 2 pitches. A hard one, a soft one.
Away again.
Hey, good call by umpire Mark Wegner.
Yep, Stripling wanted it. Clearly off the plate. So now, with 2 outs and a full count, everybody will be in motion. By everybody, I mean Myers at second, Kemp at first. Kemp to right center field, struck pretty well. On the move is Hernandez. It's back, and the ball's off the wall. Around from second comes Myers. Here comes Kemp from first. The throw is going to be left. He gets in. 2 runs for the Padres, and San Diego able to take a 4-2 lead. A 2-run double off the bat of Melvin Upton Jr. has given San Diego the 4-2 lead.
We just saw an epic battle at the plate between Ross Stripling and Melvin Upton Jr. Talk about a 2-out great at-bat. Soft stuff. You know, in prior to that hit, he had a couple of pitches, maybe 3, that he could have whacked at. But Stripling, you can see the MO here, trying to keep the ball down, trying to keep it away. That one didn't bite. 3-2. He stayed inside that ball. It was middle, in, down. Got his hands through nicely. Oh, that's some kind of nice for Melvin Upton Jr.
McConaughey coming out here. They do have action. Lewis Coleman is up in the pen right now.
Oh,
for
we
the
got
Dodgers.
action.
Oh, we got action. There is action.
That was great.
Gonna look at this play of the plate. Kemp coming all the way from first base.
I'm just glad after seeing this that Matt Kemp didn't get hurt. He does the Matrix, and then touching home plate. As Yasmani Grandal never comes up with the pelota and the slap of home plate for the 4th run.
Myers did some fancy footwork to get out of the way of that sliding Matt Kemp as well. There is Coleman warming in the pen right now for the Dodgers. Stripling, where those 2 walks are huge. They both turn into runs. Upton at second base, having driven in those runs. RBIs 10 and 11. Now Alexei Ramirez, 3 for 9 with runners in scoring position on the year.
Can you say clutch hitting?
Oh yeah,
say it.
Clutch hitting.
He's coachable.
The 1-0 in the dirt. Grandal able to grab it on a hop. 2-0.
Maybe Stripling a little rattled. Didn't get the call on that 3, and it was a legitimate ball.
Oh yeah,
but a great take by Melvin Upton Jr.
Melvin's come up with some big hits this year. Key spots. Three and 0.
Do you think that ball had a chance to get out?
I did.
I did too.
Yep.
As soon as he hit it, I thought he went oppo. But hey, you keep Stripling in the stretch. Maybe makes a mistake to Ramirez.
3-0 swinging. He's got a base hit. See, Melvin is going to be waved around. Crawford is up and throwing late, getting rid of it, and another run for the Padres. When Crawford arrived with that ball, Upton was just at third base. I thought he was going to have a pretty good chance to get him, but he comes up kind of double pumps, and in easily is Upton as the Padres take a 5-2 lead.
I'm right there with you, Don. As soon as that ball was touched by Crawford, Melvin Upton Jr. isn't even at third base yet. I think he did a little bit of juggling. Couldn't find the handle and scores easily with the 5th run.
Pitching change from Dodger Stadium. The Padres have scored 3 times and take a 5-2 lead.
Five to 2, and Monday after Padres Live, catch the loose cannons of Extra 1360 Fox Sports San Diego. Then Tuesday is all new SD Live featuring Melvin Upton Jr. and Nolan Arenado starting Monday on Fox Sports San Diego.
Well, Padres have scored 3 times so far here in the 5th. Pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford. And the new pitcher Lewis Coleman into the game, his 9th appearance. Last 3 appearances have been scoreless. Norris batting. And drops down and gets a strike over the outside corner. Norris has hit the ball hard twice, singling to right field in the 2nd inning, a ringing single, and then flied out to right field in the 4th. So the pitching change here.
Lewis Coleman, pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher. Fastball, slider, not overpowering by any means. Probably averages about 89. Straight 4-seamers. He's going to throw across his body there. I mean, he's stepping towards the third base line. And my elbow's barking just after watching him throw one pitch.
It hurts looking at it.
Oh my goodness.
Not how you would teach it, right?
No.
That's instructional.
That's a lot of stress on your arm. That's some serious crossfire.
First time he's been on an opening day roster this year. Signed as a free agent middle of February. First 5 seasons with the Kansas City Royals organization. Taken off for third is Ramirez. The pitch will miss. And Ramirez with a straight steal at third base just kind of forgot about him. Never looked at him. So Alexei just takes third base.
He one-looked him. And you know what? He got like a 4-stride lead. Coleman one look at the runner, in, go. Look at the runner, look in, go. They fall into that pattern and runners pick up on it.
Grandal to the backhand that time, keeping it from the backstop. Walking lead off third for Alexei Ramirez.
Trying to get off as far as that third baseman is playing, Justin Turner. Ball in the dirt, you can scamper home.
Swing and a foul tip. Grandal holds on to it. Norris strikes out. But the Padres put a 3-spot on the board. They take a 5-2 lead. Melvin Upton Jr. with a huge double to drive in a pair. Alexei Ramirez with his single. Upton will score. It's 5-2 San Diego. Dodger Stadium, and an important inning for Colin Ray. 72 pitches deep through the first 4 innings. He now has a 3-run lead. And here he is to battle Chase Utley again. Utley on the ground, shift on. Rosales, the third baseman, on the right side. Able to throw out Utley for the first out, so that's huge.
And what also was huge, talk about pitch count, was that double play that Colin Ray turned.
One out here in the 5th brings up Corey Seager.
Well, from the second inning. Is that the 6 unassisted at second and 6-3 double play? That was nice. Off the bat of Jock Peterson.
Some kind of nice. One out. It's Corey Seager. Seager walked in the first, grounded out to second base in the 3rd. This would be huge if Ray could have a 1, 2, 3, 5th.
Absolutely. Throw fewer than 10 pitches. 10, 12. Get right back in that dugout.
To left. Upton going back. He's got room and he's there. 2 down.
Calling all casual wine drinkers and connoisseurs. Padres Wine Fest, presented by Southwest Airlines, returns this Friday, May 6th, before the Padres take on the Mets at 7:40. Sample wines from local and regional wineries while you relax and unwind. Party starts at 5. Get tickets at padres.com/party. Oh, Orsillo,
you are
all over that
you
one.
are a party. You're a one-man party.
Oh.
2 down here in the 5th. Turner on the ground, left side. Ramirez, tough hop, fires to first in time, and there it is. Colin Ray is a 1-2-3 inning through 5, 5-2 Padres.
couple guys rolling, and guys start to feed off of that energy, and it could be a snowball effect.
But they've been rolling as the offense gets back at it again tonight. After 2 in the third, they had 3 more in the 5th. And a happy Andy Green right now with the Padres on top 5-2 into the 6th inning. And how about Colin Ray? A 5-pitch inning in the bottom of the 5th inning. 5 pitches, all strikes, and has a 1-2-3 shutdown inning.
That's exactly what he needed, get his troops back in the dugout and trying to add on to the 5 that they have already. And one thing I've noticed, the great at-bats by these Padre hitters, the majority of them tonight have gone the opposite field. That means they're staying on the baseball, letting it travel a little bit, and utilizing the opposite field. It's paid off huge.
Jamal Weeks batting out of the 7th spot at 1 for 2 night.
John Jay's double in the 3rd, opposite way. Melvin Upton Jr. double in the 5th, opposite way. Derek Norris single in the 2nd, opposite. Jamal Weeks again in the 2nd with a single.
It was a recurring theme.
Yes. And granted, you know, the soft pitches, breaking balls, middle, and you're going to try to pull those.
Well, the approach tonight has worked. Coming in here to face the starter who has departed, Ross Stripling. He's charged with all 5 runs that the Padres have in 4 2/3 innings. On 7 hits, he walked 2, struck out 6 through 77 pitches. Weeks will get ahead of this and foul it down the right field line up into the 2nd deck. That base hit for Jamal back in the 2nd inning, a single to left. Grounded out to shortstop in the 4th inning. Here's Coleman, who was able to get the final out of the 5th by striking out Derek Norris, back out there to start the 6th. He misses badly there to even the count at 2-2. Big gap out in right center field for Jamal Weeks as Jock Peterson over towards left center. Popped up foul again, off to the left, out of play. Mentioned that Coleman was with the Kansas City Royals prior to this year. 152 games between 2011 and 2015 with Kansas City. First opening day roster that he has been on in his major league career, making the team out of the spring with the Dodgers. Little roller down the first baseline, and the pitcher will have nobody to give it to, so he dives and tags the bag. Adrian Gonzalez was also going after it. Coleman looked up, realized nobody was going to be covering first, and he dives to the bag ahead of the arrival of Weeks. The Padres will now check it out.
Great athletic move by Coleman. He kind of gets tangled a little bit. Oh. I guess they didn't find enough evidence to try to challenge that one.
One unassisted for the first out here of the 6th inning. And it brings up Adam Rosales. He's glad that Stripling is gone. Stripling was able to strike him out swinging in the 2nd and then again in the 4th inning.
Got beat on fastballs both times. Adam Rosales did. Different look now with the crossfire action of Lewis Coleman.
To the backstop, and not a problem. Nobody's on. Coleman working 3 innings in the series against Miami. Did not give up a run in those 3 innings of relief. Outside for ball 2. Pitcher Colin Ray waiting on deck. In there for a strike. It evens it at 2-2. Ray had 77 pitches. And that's a good sign through 5 innings. We talked about the number of pitches that he has thrown through 5, generally around 100 pitches on average. Gonzalez lunging to get a piece of that, and it hangs at 2-2.
The last 3 starts for Colin, 101 pitches, 95 and 94. And as you mentioned, Don, 7 innings, 5 innings, 5 innings. So he's on a pretty good pace right now.
A 5-pitch inning will help you out too.
Yeah.
Just coming off a 5-pitch inning in which he threw 5 strikes. For the 3rd time tonight, Rosales is down by way of the K. 2 down here in the 6th inning. 2nd strikeout for Coleman since coming in. And that'll bring up the Padres pitcher, Colin Ray. 0 for 2 tonight, 0 for 8 on the season as a hitter. And on the grass at 3rd is Turner in case he tries to bunt. So Stripling went 4 2/3, 7 hits, 5 runs, walked 2, struck out 6, and he's on the hook. The starter for the LA Dodgers tonight. Came in at 0-1 on the year into his 5th start of the season, 5th start of his major league career. To right field, and Hernandez. He'll make the catch that ends the inning. A 1-2-3 6th inning. 5.5 done. 5-2 San Diego. By Harris as Myers able to drive this to left center field. It would score. John Jay was back in the 3rd inning. Then Matt Kemp with a double of his own would score Myers and give San Diego a 2-0 advantage. Back came the Dodgers though. Chase Utley a 2-run home run off Colin Ray tied the game 2-2. The Padres back at it offensively in the 5th inning. Upton with a double that'll score Myers, and Kemp put the Padres on top 4-2, and then Alexei Ramirez with a base hit scores Upton from second base. And the Padres scoring 3 times in the 5th to take this 5-2 lead as we head to the last half of the 6th inning. And Adrian Gonzalez leads it off for the Dodgers.
Now comes the test for Colin Ray. You take a look at the line, 78 pitch effort after that last pitch. 4, 5, and 6 for the 3rd time around. Nice changeup right there. He might break out the changeup the third time around.
Mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Has gotten Adrian to ground out to second and to ground out to third in 2 previous at bats. Gonzalez, Grandal, and Hernandez to bat in the inning. Sprays it foul to the left, 2-2. In the dirt, full count. Adrian Gonzalez 0 for his last 15 at the plate. Ooh. You hesitate to even mention it because you know he's due. Grandal waiting on deck. Rolled on the ground down the first baseline. Myers will wait for it, then tag the bag. And Gonzalez retired for the first out of the 6th inning. It's time now for the Bill Howe play of the game.
This is a great double play off the bat of Jock Peterson. Hit so hard he could take it himself. That was a big pitch by Colin Ray and a great result for the Padres. And saving on the pitch count because there's 1 out obviously in that double play. And next thing you know, Colin Ray is pitch 83 and 1 out here in the 6th.
5 in a row retired by Ray. Here's Yasmani Grandal. It's out ahead of this, fouling it a long way. The last 16 games, the Padres starters under 3 at 2.97. And 9 of the 16 games have been quality starts. Well, it's hitting just at 231.
We mentioned it in San Francisco, Don, about how, you know, April can be one of those months to where you try to find your identity and you get things started and guys fall into place and feel their rhythm. And when you look at the West, the NL West, man, the Padres in last place, only 3.5 games out going into tonight's game.
Wide open right now.
Nobody's running away with it.
Nope.
On the last day of April.
Top 2 teams, they're at 500, 12 and 12.
Yep. Good pitch.
These are standings we were talking about. Arizona with a loss, or actually San Francisco with a loss today. Arizona now in the mix as well. On the ground, foul. Two. Up and away, ball 3. Grandal has singled and struck out. Now he sends one to the left, but Upton out there waiting. 2 down. 6 in a row retired by Ray.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and description of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, the breakdown for Colin Ray, pitches by inning.
The heaviest workload there in the 3rd with 22.
That was the inning he gave up the 2-run home run to Chase Utley. Padres do have action in the pen for the first time tonight. Carlos Villanueva is warming in that pen. Not much has changed in the pen department here at Dodger Stadium down there in the right field corner.
Think of all the greats that have warmed up on those mounds.
Popped up foul off to the right, out of play.
I forgot what World Series it was, 77 or 78, Yankees Dodgers. Rich Gossage was warming up. See this fence right here? He let one airmail above it, and it rolled into the Dodger dugout.
all the way from the
down,
right field corner.
all the way down from the bullpen into the Dodger dugout. That's how hard he threw. It's also the World Series. Remember, he hit Ron Cey right in the head. That was scary.
Saw Ron Cey today on the field here at Dodger Stadium.
Remember, Ron Cey wore that helmet without the ear flaps. A lot of those guys did back then.
2-2. In the air to the left. If it stays straight, it's trouble, but it's not going to. Out ahead.
Strike 2.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Kike Hernandez. Came off the bench last night. Starts tonight in place of Yasiel Puig. He started all 3 outfield positions and pops it up. Norris discards the mask. Takes care of out number 3. How about 7 in a row retired by Colin Ray through 6 innings on top 5-2. Padres baseball brought to you by Sycuan Casino. Sign up for the new Padres Club Card today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. And by Infinity. Visit your local San Diego area Infinity retailer for a test drive today.
I like how the Fox Sports San Diego helicopter, piloted by Henry Ford, made its way down to Los Angeles. Henry getting a bird's eye view of the City of Angels.
Well, that's it for Colin Ray.
Hey, that's a great night in the big leagues, Colin Ray. You made some good pitches. You had a 5-pitch inning that worked to your advantage. That was in the 5th. Bounced back after the 2-run shot in the 3rd. 1, 2, 3. Progress.
96 pitches, 17 first pitch strikes, and that's something he was wanting to work on. I figured it would get him deeper into the game, and it did.
Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, said before the game he has to be the aggressor.
Along the lines of what Vargas did here last night.
Yep.
So Coleman, a guy who can give Dave Roberts multiple innings, came in the 5th, and he's back out there to start the 7th inning. Dealing with John Jay, Will Myers, and Matt Kemp, and there is Padres pitching coach Darren Balsley down there to talk to Colin Ray. On the ground down the first baseline. Gonzalez will flip to Coleman for the out. Easier play this time for Coleman than the first one he had to make by himself. That's now 5 in a row retired by Coleman. It's time now for the In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Well, the driver's seat right now, the Padres offense tonight against the Dodgers. Look at what they've done.
That's a pretty big seat belt, isn't it?
It is.
For everybody to fit in that chair, that seat. That might be against the law.
Will Myers will take a pitch outside for ball 1. Dodgers do have action in their pen as Chris Hatcher, we saw in last night's game, warming in the pen now for the Dodgers. Ball and a strike to Myers. There's Hatcher.
One mistake was the difference last night. The split-fingered fastball out of his hand, meeting up with the bat of Matt Kemp, resulting in a 3-run home run.
Well, as bad as the Padres played in the first 3 games of the year against the Dodgers is as good as they have been in this series so far. And they shift venues from Petco Park to Dodger Stadium. It's been a good venue shift here for the Padres so far. And Myers out ahead of that, 2-2. Action for the Padres. Ryan Buchter up in the pen. So both pens are busy. Looks like Buchter will be coming in to begin the bottom of the 7th.
You got a couple of lefties. Carl Crawford, Jock Peterson. Lefty.
Myers, solid contact, and it's a fair ball. Headed down to the left field corner. Crawford going to dig it out of the corner. And Myers is thinking 3. Now he'll put the brakes on about halfway and pull it back to the bag at second. Good decision by Will Myers. He's got himself a 1-out double. Second double of the night for Myers.
Nice night at the plate for Will Myers. It's been a double-double night. This is the slider that Coleman does not get outside. Sounded like that Shillelagh snaps on contact. He will gladly sacrifice that bat for the double. And Sweet Tea is in scoring position. Nice maneuver by the security guard as well, bringing his chair with him.
Very nice. He vacated the area and brought the chair with him. In there for strike 1 to Matt Kemp.
How about the extra base hit tonight for the Friars? 5 doubles.
There you go. Myers with 2. Kemp, Jay, Melvin Upton Jr. also part of the doubles parade. And the Dodgers outfield backed up, especially the center fielder Peterson in right center. Ball 2 to Kemp.
I think if Kemp gets on, you might see Hatcher for Melvin Upton Jr. Just a hunch. How you doing? He's pitching him away right here. You can see by Fox Tracks.
2-1. Swing and a miss. That one by him.
Kind of sneaky fast on that.
Yeah, it acted a lot faster than it was. It was only 89. Well, only, but wasn't in the 90s.
Watch out for Chase Utley at second base, sneaking behind Will Myers.
Creeping in.
See, this is where you can't one look, right? Before you got to remember, was it Alexei stole third? You got to get the sign, look, home plate, look at second, home plate, look at second.
Kemp goes around and strikes out. He knew it. Takes with him. 3rd strikeout for Lewis Coleman. 2 down here in the 7th inning. And here comes Dave Roberts as we take a look at the probables for tomorrow. Drew Pomerantz. This game starting at 12:30. Our pregame coverage. Clayton Kershaw. Pomerantz 2-2. Kershaw 2-1. Both with good earned run averages. Well, pitching change here for Dave Roberts after the strikeout of Kemp. It's 5-2 Padres.
Hitting mistakes, going the opposite way. John Jay with the double. Breaking ball. Will Myers getting extended. Now that's the pitch you can turn on. It's been a double night. Double trouble. And the Padres still aren't done. Hitting the ball so well that Dave Roberts has to go to the bullpen and enter Chris Hatcher, who met up with Matt Kemp's bat last night for the 3-run shot. Here's another guy with a double come up to play. 2-run double in the 5th.
Well, the numbers for Hatcher into his 13th game of the year, 2-3 with a higher earned run average of 8.44. Dealing with Melvin Upton Jr., who has grounded to short, struck out, doubled to drive in 2 runs. Takes over for Coleman, who is responsible for Will Myers, who's out there at second base. Coleman did a good job coming on in the 5th inning and leaves here with 2 outs in the top half of the 7th inning. Two 2-0. Coleman went 2 innings, giving up 1 hit. That was the double to Myers. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 3. Dodgers pitching in this game. They've struck out 9 Padres through 6 2/3 innings. And a tough night for Adam Rosales, who has struck out 3 times. Outside for ball 3, 3-0.
Everything's away. You know, this may be a pitch around to put a force at any base and then face Alexei Ramirez.
Ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Upton Jr. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. That was a promo I was not supposed to read.
But you did
But
a
it was
fine
in front
job.
of me, so I did. You normally read that, right?
I normally read that one.
I'm sorry.
But that's all right. I'm a team player.
2 down here in the inning. Runners at first and second. Padres trying to add on. And a pitch that is in there for strike 1.
Don, you know what I'm wondering? Since doubles have been the story of the night.
Yep.
When, like the Padres club record for doubles in the game, what is it?
9.
Really? When was it?
August 12th, 2007 at Cincinnati. They had 9 doubles.
Wow. 9.
So
You're good.
They got a ways to go. Ramirez straightened up on a pitch in.
Nine times, Mrs. Bueller. I think it's about time to wake up and smell the coffee.
Myers at second, Upton at first, 2 down. Ramirez with a wild swing up over the top of that.
You know what I'm guessing? That Hatcher is not going to throw that split finger. If he elects to throw it, he's going to try to force it to keep it away. Last night it leaked in, 3-run shot to Kemp. Hard stuff away right here to Alexei Ramirez.
Last pitch at 96. Myers at second, Upton at first, 2 down.
I'll bet you he keeps that fastball away here too as well.
Outside with a fastball, 2-2. Now you saw the catcher Grandal. I want to ask you because he's doing the touch thing up top and then going to the signs below. Is that location that he's doing up top?
You know what it might be? To give the infielders an indication. Maybe it's the last thing he touches.
Yep.
And because they can't see the signs, maybe. It could be a decoy. Could be another number of things. Fastball in.
Ramirez hits it on the ground towards third. Turner's going to tag the bag at third and end the inning. A force out there that ends the inning. Padres have a 5-2 lead. Who left this game after 6 innings, ended up finishing the night retiring the last 7 batters that he faced, and departs with a 5-2 lead. Pretty good night for Colin Ray.
You know what? He really did a good job of being the aggressor. First pitch strikes, and you know that cut fastball. Remember Vargas last night? A lot of cut fastballs had success. He followed his lead. You know, the one bad pitch was the pitch to Chase Utley. That was the 2-run shot in the 3rd inning, but after that, he bounced back nicely. A great night in the big leagues for the start of the game, Colin Ray.
So he hands the baseball off to Ryan Buchter.
And with Ryan Buchter out there on the mound, the left-hander's got 2 lefties due up for the Dodgers, Crawford and Peterson, and then the pitcher spot. So, hey, heat up a right-hander in the bullpen because all righties on the bench for Dave Roberts and the Dodgers.
Carl Crawford will lead it off. Crawford has reached on a fielder's choice and tripled in the game. Shows bunt and takes strike 1. Buchter, born in Reading, Pennsylvania, now lives in New Jersey during the offseason, signing to a minor league free agent deal with the Padres. Only major league time prior to this year, 2014, with the Atlanta Braves. He's done a pretty good job coming out of the pen so far for the Padres.
Speaking about being aggressive, very aggressive. Isn't afraid to bury that fastball into righties.
Crawford thought about it, doesn't pull the trigger, and it is called a ball. Carlos Villanueva warming in the pen right now for the Padres. Just off the outside edge.
Trying to pepper it away, and what do you know? Look at the defense in the outfield. Shallow in left, John Jay way over second base. Look at John Jay. Melvin Upton Jr. And Shallow.
Bloop foul, and that'll get into the seats out of play.
Away, away, away.
Six innings tonight for Ray. 4 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. The 2-run shot by Chase Utley. Walked 3, 1 intentionally. Struck out 3. Through 96 pitches in 6 innings. Full count now. Pretty good battle. On deck, Jock Peterson. Dodgers batting here in the home half of the 7th. Popped up, foul ground. Rosales with room. Makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Our game presented in HD by Sony.
Pinch hitter number 21, Trace Thompson.
One out. And Trace Thompson is going to pinch hit here for Jock Peterson. Here comes Darren Balsley to talk it over.
Yeah, so Peterson was scheduled. Now the right-handed hitter Thompson comes up. So a little scouting report, just a little refresher course. Remember, I said earlier that Booker likes to bury that fastball in to the right-handed hitters. We look at the splits. 0.77 against lefties, 238. 5 for 21 for Ryan Booker against righties.
He'll take strike one. At his first opening day roster, second major league season. First season with the Dodgers, came over from the White Sox, part of a 3-team trade in December of this past offseason. And he takes strike two.
That's paint.
Another pinch hitter on deck. Howie Kendrick has come out here. He would pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. Oh, 2. Wasted one there, and it's 1-2. There is Howie Kendrick. Evens at 2-2. Against left-handed pitching, Trace Thompson has had a .320 average. That's the reason he is pinch hitting here. With one out in the 7th inning. Foul back, will do it again.
Yeah, got in on him nicely. Pitch number 5 there on the Nissan Fox tracks.
Thompson, the pinch hitter, saw his first major league action last year with the White Sox. Posted a .295 average in 44 games in Chicago. Two. On the outside corner for strike 3. Spins out of the box, says something to Mark Wegner, but takes with him the first strikeout for Ryan Booker. 2 down.
Hey, he may have gotten a call right there. That pitch may be off the plate a little bit, but that's a big league hang with him. It works both ways. It's going to work for the Dodger pitchers, and in this particular case, it works for Ryan Booker. It's a chalk ball, other batter's box, and that's a big league hang with him.
So 2 down here in the 7th inning, brings up the pinch hitter Howie Kendrick. This is the 9th spot. And the Dodgers starting pitcher Ross Stripling walked and struck out in 2 plate appearances tonight. Flared foul, 1-1.
Well, now that Thompson and Kendrick are off the bench and in the game, the remaining right-handers on the bench for Dave Roberts: Charlie Culberson, A.J. Ellis, the backup catcher, and the guy we talked about earlier, Yasiel Puig.
Boy, the 7th game that Howie Kendrick has appeared in. He comes off the bench again tonight. Started the year on the DL, a strained left calf. Activated on April the 12th. Booker falling behind 3-1. A total of now 7 games, 4 starts at second base. High for ball 4 and a 2-out walk here to Howie Kendrick. So down to first he goes. The top of the order, Chase Utley coming up.
Chase Utley.
Utley had a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning. His first home run of the year was off the Padres starter Colin Ray, and at the time tied the game 2-2. Stripling, the pitcher, had walked, and then this.
Yeah, big time missing location, wanted it down and away, and Chase Utley turned on that one. Fastball down and in.
Now the lefty-lefty matchup. And Buchter starts him off with a fastball for strike 1. Utley showing bunt, pulls it back and takes strike 2. Padres shifting, and he saw that left side but pulled it back, and it's 0-2. There you see Jamal Weeks in short right and pulled over towards the line. So not just a shift, they're really pulling. That'll miss, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, you know, Utley doesn't chase too much out of the zone, but that's not a bad pitch to throw there. 0-2.
Pretty disciplined hitter.
I say breaking ball down and away here. That was the first pitch he threw the at bat for a strike.
There you go, but misses 2-2. Utley's been leading off for the Dodgers. 1 for 3 night tonight. Howie Kendrick, pretty short lead at first base, held on over there by Will Myers. Buchter trying to work his way through the Dodgers' 7th inning. Popped up. Shallow and in the infield. And Ramirez staggers astride on the outfield grass to make the catch that ends the inning. 5-2 Padres. Well, it is J.P. Howell who takes over here for the Dodgers in this 8th inning. Comes the 4th pitcher used tonight by Dave Roberts in the game. Howell's 10th appearance, 1-0 with a high earned run average.
Pretty much 3-punch pitcher for J.P. Howell. Fastball, curveball, changeup. He's strictly a location guy because he averages about 85 to 86. He's not going to pump it up any hotter than that. Always working from the stretch, this left-hander.
Derek Norris sends it right back where it came from, back up the middle into center field.
Hockey suit.
And Norris with his 2nd hit of the night.
Jumping all over the first pitch fastball. J.P. Howell will turn that ball over, almost acts as a screwball. Saw Trace Thompson out in center field after his at-bat, going right back up the box.
Right where it came from. And into center field.
Oh, yeah.
Lead-off single for Norris. He likes it. 2nd hit of the night. He had singled to right in the 2nd.
Return to sender.
That's a good one. I may steal that and use that as my own. Throw to first, and Norris back.
There's your 8th inning guy, Brandon Maurer.
Jamal Weeks, 4th at bat of the night. First a check on Norris. The lead was very small. Back to Adrian, kind of playing in front of the bag, not really on the bag. And ready to bounce off. Jamal Weeks singled to left field in the 2nd. Grounded to short. And grounded back to the mound.
It's kind of like baseball's version of the 4-corner stall. Although you can't do that anymore because there's a clock. You get what I mean?
Actually, I don't. 1-0 pitch is on ground to first base. Gonzalez will wait for the runner and apply the tag. Kind of worked like a sacrifice bunt as Norris takes 2nd base.
Well, how about some top pitchers in the game of baseball? Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney getting ready for the postgame show. They're going to be talking about this lineup here. You know, Matt Latos, that's the one that really sticks out to me after the years prior of being with the White Sox.
How about Jake Arrieta? To me, it's just incredible. I saw him, I guess what you would say, in his infancy with the Baltimore Orioles.
Right.
And where he was then is nowhere near where he is now.
Okay, let me ask you this. Can you recall what you saw differently about Arrieta?
He wasn't throwing anything effectively.
Really?
I mean, that's the only way I can put it, was that his control was not very good at all.
How about the velocity? And I don't mean to put you on. Was his velocity pretty much the same?
No, I don't think it was. I think he throws much harder now than he did. But impressive. The 2 no-hitters. Gonzalez 0 for 3 in this game, striking out 3 times, all swinging. That's with 1 out. Norris at 2nd base. This one fouled off the shoe tops, and it's a ball and a strike. Jabari Blash has come out on deck. He will pinch hit in the pitcher's spot. And we fully anticipate Brandon Maurer for the bottom of the 8th inning. Building the bridge to Fernando Rodney. Padres on top 5-2. Would love to add to it.
Got to add on.
In their first strike, and Rosales down 1-2.
Boy, a lot of movement before that pitch came to home plate from Adam Rosales. Kind of like did the old double toe tap and
happy feet,
foot loose and fancy free. Trying to bury it inside. All 3 pitches, trying to tie him up.
Bluff off the backside, no throw, but back to the bag goes Norris. Swing and a miss, and Rosales strikes out for the 4th time tonight. 2 down in the 8th. Been a frustrating night for Rosales.
Yeah, very frustrating. Trying to get that runner home and can't hold up on the breaking ball.
Two down here in the 8th. And here is Jabari Blash. Well, Jabari, this has been his role, and that's really been pinch hitting. And I would think for a guy like Jabari Blash, the timing is a very big deal.
Oh, I don't see how guys get, maybe 1 or 2 at bats a week and then stay sharp. I mean, you could hit off the tee, you could take batting practice, early batting practice. It's not the same. We've talked about that many times.
He did not play in last night's game. 2 at bats on the trip, and he is 0 for 2. Those at bats coming in San Francisco. Villanueva is there with Mauer. Blash, who got his first major league hit. Pinch hit double back on the 9th of April at Colorado against the Rockies. Played in 116 minor league games last year. Hit .271. The 32 homers. Norris at second base, 2 down here in the top half of the 8th. J.P. Howell into the game for the Dodgers. And there's a strike. It's now 3-1. Colin Ray had been batting in this spot, was 0 for 3 tonight, striking out twice and flying out to right field. Blash on the ground down the line, a foul ball, and so close. A foul ball and a full count now. Just to the left of the bag, and right on it was Mike Winters.
How close was it?
Close. Ooh, Charles Nelson Riley. Payoff pitch. Time called very late. Howell's about to deal. Time requested by Blash. Got it from home plate umpire Mark Wegner. Blash may have gone. They check. No, he did not. Ball 4 and down to first base he goes. Well, he might have punched at it, but he didn't. Howell thought he did.
24, John Jay.
Oh, no question. What do you think?
I think he may have gone around. What do you think?
I absolutely he went. No question. I thought the Padres caught a break there.
All right, first and second. See what happens. John Jay.
Take advantage of it.
Jay has a double tonight. Doubled in the 3rd inning, 1 for 4.
All right, let's take a look at another angle. I love this shot. Watch the barrel of the bat. Oh my goodness. You don't think that's a swing?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
No, I totally do. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
You already forgot what I said? It was like 30 seconds ago.
Something shiny was put in front of me.
This is grounded foul outside of third. I said he went. And they checked with the umpire and he said no.
Right.
And
John Jay, 556. Highest RISP. Using the whole field, working some good counts. Hitting mistakes. Look, something shiny.
2 on, 2 outs. Outside, and it's 1-2.
I'd say JP Howell gives you comfortable at bats. He doesn't throw. He's throwing like 85, 86. Just kind of turns it over a little bit.
On the ground left side, Turner. He looked at second, but goes to first for the out. That ends the inning. So the Padres do not score, but take a 5-2 lead to the bottom of the 8th. Padres baseball brought to you by Tough Turtle Turf, the industry's only lifetime turf. By Petco, your complete pet store. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealers. 8th inning back in Los Angeles. In game 2 of this 3-game series, Padres take a 5-2 lead to the bottom of the 8th inning. And into the game, their 8th inning man, Brandon Maurer.
He's your 8th inning guy. Stop him while he's passing by. He pitched last night. He struck out the side in the 8th inning. He walked one. And you know what? The one thing I noticed about last night, Don, how about him touching 97?
Yeah. Reaching back, knowing he's only going to go an inning.
And you know what? It'll be interesting to see tonight, going back-to-back nights, the velocity of that fastball.
Well, it starts here with Corey Seager. Ryan Buchter, another good outing.
Great outing. The confidence is going to soar with each and every outing in crunch time to hold leads.
Confidence in himself and confidence by his manager, Andy Green, using him as part of the bridge to get to Fernando Rodney and to get to the Maurers of the world here in the 8th inning. .95, and it's 2-1.
And no free passes this late in the game. Have the Dodgers. They're going to have to turn up the dial. Have them earn their way on.
Foul tipped, 2-2. Seager tonight has walked, grounded out to second, flied out to left. There's Joe Blanton in the pen right now for the Dodgers. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out. Went to the breaking ball to get him.
And a nice pick by Derek Norris to make the tag.
Baseman number 10,
Seager. Look at that rotation, how tight. That, you know, that's a slow motion camera, but yet you can see that rotation very, very tight.
One out here in the 8th, and it brings up Justin Turner. Turner struck out in the 1st, popped out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th. Turner now. Adrian Gonzalez next. Popped up, jammed him. Here comes Myers from first base to make the catch by the dugout. 2 down. Let's set it down to Julie.
Hey guys, a quick injury update for you on young Hervis Solarte, who's been out on the 15-day DL with a right hamstring strain, and also second baseman Corey Spangenberg out with a left quad strain. Both have been running on a low-impact treadmill, but have not been running on land. They're coming along slowly, but their recovery is taking a little bit longer than previously expected, so might be longer until we see them.
All right, well, it has been few and far between coming off that DL right now for the Padres. A lot of guys going on, not many coming off of the 8 that are on. As Adrian Gonzalez, 0 for his last 16, stands in with 2 outs.
Hey, opportunities knocking for guys like Adam Rosales. Just, you know, struggle a little bit tonight.
This one foul back to the screen, and it's 1-1. Adrian tonight is grounded out to second, grounded out to third, grounded out to first.
Low impact treadmill?
Yes. Got Hervis Solarte. Alexei Amarista now back to the mound. Mauer to first in an easy 1-2-3 8th inning. To the 9th, 5-2 Padres.
A lot of talking going on between both of them, and that's a good thing. Exchanging notes, and you can see the high energy in that discussion. Derek Norris motioning with some hand gestures, talking about maybe pitches and stuff like that. I tell you what, Brandon Mauer just went through 2, 3, 4 like a buzzsaw.
Well, Joe Blanton comes in, becomes the 5th Dodgers pitcher of the night. A veteran right-hander into his 11th game, 2-1, nifty ERA under 1, 0.96 for him. And trying to keep this deficit for the Dodgers where it is. And now a 3-run lead for the Padres. Well, tonight for the Padres, outstanding for Colin Ray.
It just goes to show you, Don, that good pitching beats good hitting any day of the week. And let's not forget also, during the course of this long season, it's when you play teams. But I would say wholeheartedly that not only the Dodgers, because they're struggling right now, but the Padre pitching staff, they're making good quality pitches. They really are. Because this lineup for the Dodgers can turn on the dime like that offensively. I mean, they've got some great hitters. Adrian Gonzalez, Justin Turner is always doing well. Corey Seager, but they're shutting them down.
Get a good start, and you get good relief to this point. And the offense has been there tonight. It's all coming together these first 2 games against the Dodgers. Here we are in the 9th inning. Myers, Kemp, and Upton Jr. J.P. Howell went an inning. Gave up a hit. No runs, a walk, and a strikeout. Get out of a jam. Padres threatened in the 8th inning. Had 2 on with 2 down, but did not score. The closer, Fernando Rodney, getting ready in the pen. 3 for 3 in save opportunities for Rodney. Drop down there and miss. 3-1. Fernando will deal with Grandal, Hernandez, and Crawford. Big swing and a miss for Myers. Kind of golfed at that. Full count. Matt Kemp, Melvin Upton Jr. here in the 9th inning.
Down and away. You can see what Blanton's trying to do.
Ball 4 and a leadoff walk. Myers down to first base.
Hey, Sunday, May 8th, you're going to want to wake up to a pair of heavyweight wars as former champions and knockout masters finally meet in the octagon when Alistair Overeem takes on Andre Arlovsky. Plus, it's a battle of the giants between Bigfoot and Struve. It is. It's all about a special time, 8 a.m. Pacific, Sunday morning, May 8th, only on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Would you get in the octagon with those cats?
Good what?
Would you get in the octagon with those guys?
No, I wouldn't get in the octagon with anybody.
$10 million?
I'd have to think about it. My question is, I think you could take either one of those guys.
You think so?
What I saw there on that graphic, I think you could take either one.
I
mean, they don't train the way you do.
I talk about hitters, how it's amazing how guys could square up a baseball. I don't see how the human body can possibly take the punches and the kicks. And
no, especially yours.
It's truly amazing.
Yeah.
I would just sit on them.
Try to tackle them?
Yeah. take out their legs and just sit on them. Like,
I can see the visual of that.
Yeah.
Them on the ground and you just sitting there
yeah.
with all your Dodger dogs. 0-2 the count. 3 last night, a new world record as Kemp swings and misses and strikes out. 1 down here in the 9th. Around the majors, that's defeating the Giants 6-5. They've got an 8-game winning streak. Miami Marlins, who left here after winning 4 straight against the Dodgers, now have a 7-game winning streak. Brewers have fallen on hard times, and the Pirates, 6-game winning streak. Some teams starting to get it going. They beat the Reds today 5-1. Swing and a miss for Upton. When the Padres get home, they have the Rockies coming in and then the Mets for a 4-game series at Petco Park, part of the next homestand.
Yeah, if the Padres continue to play the way they're playing and then the Mets doing their thing, that's going to be quite a matchup at Petco Park. It's one you won't want to miss. And we all know about those arms and the rotation about the Mets.
Look at the NL East. Washington, even with the Mets doing what they're doing, half-game lead right now. And the Philadelphia Phillies,
Yeah.
saw earlier this year.
You know what? I like their club. I really did. We saw Velasquez. We saw, well, Charlie Morton now is on the shelf, right? He season-ending surgery on his hamstring, like tore his hamstring.
Velasquez was very good against the Padres.
Struck out 16.
Incredible. One-two pitch. That is in there for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Blanton after the leadoff walk from Myers. He gets Kemp and Upton. And there are 2 outs in the 9th. Bring up Alexei Ramirez.
High fastball. Blanton was trying to go down and away, down and away. That's a 4-seamer. Just above the belt buckle, looks like.
And you see Grandal bringing it down.
Yeah.
2 down in the inning. Myers still at first base, and Alexei Ramirez the batter. Blanton sort of sneaky fast.
Yeah, that was only 90.
There goes the runner first and Myers, and the ball dropped by Grandal. He was trying to come up and fire and ended up on the transition dropping the baseball. So a stolen base for Will Myers.
Anything to try to add on late. Now Will Myers in scoring position. Stay on the bag, Will. You know, some infielders will say, hey, dude, foul ball.
Yeah, he may have gotten deep right there. It looked like that. He had that look to him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Insurance run in scoring position, 2 down in the inning. There's ball 2 to Ramirez. Ross Stripling on the hook in this game for the Dodgers. Gave up the 5 runs that the Padres have in 4 2/3. The Dodgers pen has not allowed a run yet. And now Blanton falling behind 3-1. Runs that the Dodgers have charged to Colin Ray in a 6-inning effort tonight. Ryan Buchter went an inning. Brandon Maurer goes an inning. Lunging is Ramirez, full count. And for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 9th inning, Yasmani Grandal, Kike Hernandez, Carl Crawford, the anticipated trio for Fernando Rodney. On the ground towards third, Turner to the backhand, but a foul ball.
You know, the Padres always travel well up to Los Angeles. A lot of fans. We've seen them wearing their garb. Well, 7 buses full of Padre fans are here tonight.
Really?
Yeah, up down the right field line in one of those boxes out there, enjoying a Padre Dodgers game. That's nice of them to make the trip.
Well, so far enjoying the results tonight. The Padres on top 5-2. On the ground to Turner. This time it's fair. His throw across in plenty of time and to end the inning. So here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. It's Fernando time. Stadium 5-2. The Padres have the lead. And into the game, the Padres closer, Fernando Rodney.
Now, the last outing was at San Francisco. He just got a little bit of work in. It was an inning, a hit, a couple of walks, 1 strikeout. Fernando worked 7 1/3 scoreless innings to start the year. And as you mentioned, Don, earlier, 3 for 3 in save opportunities. The ERA, nil. Strikeout pitcher, he get up there, the devastating changeup. Trying to shut down the Dodgers here in game 2.
So Yasmani Grandal coming up here. Singled in the 2nd. A strikeout in the 4th. Flat out to left in the 6th inning. Travis Jankowski taking over in right field. Defensive change we've seen from time to time from Andy Green. So Matt Kemp out of the game. Yasmani Grandal leading it off, bottom of the 9th. And a strike over the outside corner. Fastball at 92.
He's just getting heated up.
There you go, 94. But off the mark that time. Rodney, the 4th pitcher used by Andy Green in the game tonight. Trying to wrap it up for the Padres. Change up that time, 2-1. Rodney was up in last night's game, but the Padres added on. Fouled at the dish, 2-2. 7 1/3 scoreless innings to start his Padres career. Lefties have had the most trouble with Rodney, hitting at just 143.
I think that's because of that changeup. I mean, getting ahead with the heater, but that changeup is devastating from a right-handed pitcher to a left-handed hitter.
There's Kemp on the bench. Fly ball center field. Back goes Jay. It'll stay in the yard. He'll put it away for out number 1 of the 9th inning. So Grandal retired.
Number 14,
and it'll bring up Kike Hernandez. 1 for 3 night for Hernandez, who singled back in the 2nd inning.
Stay tuned for Padres Live, the postgame show. You're going to hear from manager Andy Green after the game. Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. They got the Justin Turner beards on. We're going to break down everything in this game, talk about what's going around Major League Baseball, so stay tuned.
Opposite field and struck well. Back goes Jankowski onto the track to make the catch. 2 down.
Not tonight.
Onto the dirt of the track for out number 2. So on 6 pitches, Fernando Rodney has 2 outs in the 9th inning. Here comes Carl Crawford at a triple in the 4th inning. Even 200 average for Crawford as he bats with 2 outs in the 9th. Foul back to the screen. Nothing for Rodney to save in the Giants series. So he came in just to get a little work. The finale of that series. Inside for ball 2.
96 on that one.
Falls behind 3-1. 6 in a row retired by Padres pitching. Great job tonight by Ray, Buchter, and Maurer, leading to Rodney, who has the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ball 4, and he walks Crawford, so a 2-out base on balls. I'll give Trace Thompson now a chance. Thompson, who came into this game to pinch hit in the 7th inning and struck out looking, stayed in the game in center.
And Will Myers just indicated to Fernando Rodney that he will in fact be playing behind the runner at first base.
Yasiel Puig has come out on deck here for the Dodgers. He would represent the tying run. But Fernando Rodney would like to take care of business right here and get Trace Thompson.
Got to go right after this guy.
There is Puig on deck, off until now. Runner goes at first. Here's a ground ball left side. Ramirez will go to first, and the Padres win. Fernando Rodney with the save tonight, his 4th in a Padres uniform. And a win tonight, and a win of the series for the Padres, taking the first 2 games of the series. Send it to Mike Pomerantz. Mike, what's in store tonight?
Tonight's game for the Padres.